Sun King is the fourth full-length album from Swedish, let's say, stoner rock band Moon Coven. And now, when going into this review, I was positive that this was a stoner doom metal band, and not because I listened to it, but because I was familiar with their past discography. Their first record was very much on the stoner rock and maybe some doom influenced material spectrum, I would say. But on their second and third albums, they really leaned into a stoner doom metal sound, and one that was pretty evocative of everything from Uncle Acid to Monolord and certainly Alastor, I would guess. Something that's a little bit more heavy rock oriented, a little bit of heavy psychedelic rock influence, but still psychedelic doom metal proper. And now, as we cut into Sun King, they've had some members leave, at least one. I think they're down to a quartet now, and their sound has changed, I would say, drastically, and to a much more tuneful type of stoner rock slash stoner metal with some doom metal influences here and there. In truth, there's probably two songs on here you could really accuse of something that is squarely like traditional or stoner doom metal in general, and the rest of it is actually fairly upbeat, kind of interesting, and very modern, kind of jammed at stoner rock in feeling. So if you're not familiar with their earlier albums, I think that their self-titled is certainly a little bit of a medium of all those genres, uh, however you'd splice them. But Slumberwood was really the record that kind of perked them up in my mind as an afterthought for that year. And so I went into this pretty excited to hear what this is. Uh, so, so what is this record all about? We'll just cut into a song here so you can just hear how different it is. So between the opener and sort of lead single, which they presented live, "Wicked Words in Gold They Wrote," which you just listened to a clip of, we definitely get a more ebullient, expressive, and just busier feeling from this band. And Moon Coven no longer sound like downtrodden, sort of serious faced stoner music. They're now kind of enjoying themselves. I saw this. This is like a trek up a sunny hill in a lot of ways, and maybe there's a darker meaning to it and all that. But when we get to songs like "Gilded Apple," or I might have spelled that wrong, I don't remember, but there's certainly a happier, stonier, just kind of jammed feeling that is it's much more natural to these guys, and it feels a lot less. Obviously, it's going to feel less stiff and less ordered and morose and all that. It's not such a serious record, and I think that'll be a drastic change for people who are just very much in that niche of, more of the again, serious faced psychedelic stoner doom metal or just stoner doom metal. So this is a very different thing. It's a very different record, and you'll kind of have to like both of those things. Now, thankfully, this style is pretty popular. I don't know if they'd be opening for All Them Witches just yet, but it does feel as easy going as that. Certainly, if you've been a fan of the evolution of Elder over time, there's some things that you'll like in here as well. So this should be pretty broadly appealing. I was easy to connect with. It is a pretty heavy record when it gets around to it, and it's not like they've lost any of their magic other than the just not feeling as heavy as they once did. So that's just one thing to consider. It's not really a complicated record to grasp. It's a pretty easy listen and worth checking out at least. So moderately high recommendation for me. You can read a little bit more in the written review, and it should be out on Friday, August 25th.